This is one of the two Alice cameras that I bought about 3 years ago, and I've been waiting patiently, sometimes not so patiently, for them to end up in my hands. And I gotta say, these are an absolute scandal. I love them. You get a company in London, 3 kids, and I say kids, they're probably in their 30s or something, so to me they're kids. So you've got Vishal, his brother Vic, and Liam. They came up with the idea of using the processing power of your mobile phone to just make the experience of taking photographs with a camera like a DSLR or an SLR better. The problem with most cameras that you buy these days is the menu systems absolutely suck. And what they did at Alice Camera was they decided they would get that ease of use of a mobile phone and couple it with a Micro Four Thirds processor, giving you an abundance of lenses, cheap as you can imagine and light as you can imagine, so that you could go out there and take photos, but more importantly, share them instantly. Yes, that's just the JPEG. You've got the RAW file on here and you can save the RAW file to your phone. Anyway, let's unbox the other one so that you get the same experience I got of being blown away when you open the Alice camera up. So, what do you get? You have to keep this, by the way. You don't want to throw this away. This is your unique identifier that links the Wi-Fi on the phone to the Wi-Fi in the camera. Safety and... oh, wow. Oh, I forgot how sexy that is. Camera strap. Ladies and gentlemen, the Alice camera. It is beautiful, isn't it? There's your Micro Four Thirds sensor. Big enough. It's a lot bigger than anything you'll find on a phone. And I cannot get over the fact that this is so light, so premium and so heavy metal feeling to the touch, but so light. Now I don't want to damage this one because it's brand new. And there are thousands of people out there, thousands of people who want theirs so desperately that I feel a little bit guilty just mistreating a second one that's brand new just because I can. So let's put that to one side for a second and show you the camera that I can handle and don't mind roughing up a little bit more. So these straps here, or clamps, are really solid. They don't budge and they fit your phone perfectly. Now I'm using a pretty big phone. This is the iPhone 15 Pro Max. When you first set one of these cameras up, it asks you to pair up to the Wi-Fi. What you then do is you open the Alice Camera app, which I've got on my phone already. And it's there, it's in my photos and video. And that's it, you're connected up in what feels like seconds. Now I've been using this with the rangefinder just to get used to a rangefinder for fun. And I gotta say, using a rangefinder is probably one of the most unsatisfying things in the world. It really is.
So what I'm trying to get used to is manual focusing, and I gotta say, manual focusing at the best of times is difficult, but then when you add in using a rangefinder, it's really, really difficult. So best I can get is far from perfect, and the reason far from perfect is because of where the camera is at. Without a viewfinder or without me laying on the floor, I can't be close enough to be able to get the shot that I'm after. And the other issue with this is that the contrast of a phone, even with the 15 Pro Max, isn't good enough in outdoor light for you to be able to get a clear, differentiator between the subject and the background. So even though this one looks relatively good, the minute you zoom in, it falls apart. Partly that's to do with the fact that this is a pretty crap lens by Olympus. And secondly, it's because environmentally we've got some light there, then we've got some there, some behind. It's never going to be easy, but I still do enjoy using this.
Maybe there are those out there who love it. I don't know. I'm not one of those people. I don't mind manual focus, and in fact, more often than not, I'm using manual focus these days. But what I prefer to do is to use focus peaking, like red dots all over the subject to tell you they're in focus, or just my eyes. So what you can do with this one is, instead of having the rangefinder, you can just tap on something to focus like this. You tap and then just zoom and take the shot. Now, here's a few shots I took of my friend Sean's daughter, Hannah. These shots I took with the Leica 90mm Apo Summilux or Summicron, whatever it's called. And unlike some of the cheaper Micro Four Thirds lenses, it has so much more resistance in the focus wheel that using a rangefinder style was 100 times easier. You can still see on my phone here that I've got the screen there. And if you just tap on something there, you can focus really close. And take the shot. Now, a couple of creators on YouTube, one of them was moaning about the Alice camera, saying that it doesn't have the ability to vlog. Really? Because this is me vlogging. I can see myself there. I mean, I would just hold the phone like that. Why would that be a problem? Most vloggers would use a wide lens. Now you can get something like the Lumix 9mm or the Leica Lumix 9mm. You can get the 12 to 60, and that would cover all your bases. This is way too tight. This is a 25mm, which is equivalent on Micro Four Thirds of 50mm. Another complaint I read about was the price of these things being 600 or 700 quid, and once you add a phone on, it's 1600 quid. It doesn't work like that. Everyone has a smartphone. So what you're paying for is a sensor, a lens, and the ability to share your photos and videos instantly. Not to mention being able to live stream directly from this now at a quality you could never do with your phone. If you put this camera in the right hands, they will take better shots with this than most people could ever take with a Q3, myself included. Now, some final thoughts. They are a little bit backed up on production. A lot of people still waiting for their cameras. Be patient, it's worth it. You are gonna absolutely love it when you receive yours. And they will increase production, I'm sure of this. I've sent a few emails to them, sent them a few messages on Instagram about this. And you know, when people write to me and say, when am I gonna get my camera? Well, I don't know, ask them. There is a backlog. I waited 3 years for mine. But the best things, the absolute best things, are worth waiting for. If you signed up for an Alice camera, be patient. If you haven't yet, sign up on the next round. You will not regret it. This thing, I am completely sold.